So now we're going to do nested templates. And I'm not sure if I pointed this out or not, because sometimes I make videos and then I decide that, oh, I can make that video much better, or I could say that more clearly, or I could say that more quickly. And so then I make the video again, and then sometimes I forget, did I show this in a video that I deleted? And so anyhow, here's how you do a comment for a template, right? Like if you want to add some comment in your template, that's the syntax for it. So you could just, file that one in your head. And here's how we're going to nest templates. So that's the next thing. And so we define the template with the define keyword, and we give it some name, right, an identifier. And then we end that definition. And then we could use that by saying template this, right, within our code. So let me show you what that looks like when we actually apply that. But there's your little reference to come back to. And this is in our GitHub code repo for this course. So here we're in 010 nested templates. And the first one we're going to look at is right here. And so I'm going to define a template. And so I'm defining polar bear. And here's my polar bear template. It could be anything, right? And then this is where I end the definition. And then here on index, and let me just split this here for you, split horizontally. Right here on index, a different file, I'm going to call that template and it's going to stick that code right there. So let's look at that for a second. Like maybe pause the video and look at that, right? Like, whoa, okay, pretty cool. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, like not complex. And the cool thing to notice about this is that I'm calling a template not based upon the file name, but based upon the way I've defined it in the file, okay? And also, in one file, you could define as many templates as you want. And so when you parse glob or parse files, that all gets parsed, and then these are all templates that are available to use, right? So I'm using that template right here. So that's it. And then my main.go is just the same old stuff, and that is in, I'm not passing it, am I passing data into that? I am. The meaning of life is 42. Okay, cool. I'm passing data in. So let's watch that run and see what happens. And I'm already in 01 nested templates. Go run main. The meaning life is 42. And here's my polar bear template. So that code came out. Totally cool. All right. And if you're wondering like, man, okay, we're learning a lot about text template. When are we going to start actually doing like web pages? This is like understanding templates is all about building web pages. So the next one is, can we pass data to the template? So same Go files, same these files, right? Same templates. Only this time I'm passing data into the template. So when I call template polar bear, I'm giving it the current piece of data. The current piece of data is the int 42 that we've passed in. That hasn't changed. But, wherever we run this, we give it the current piece of data. And then up here, define polar bear, it received a piece of data, and the data it received, there's the current piece of data. And so when I run this one, it prints out 42 right here, and that was from the template index.go.html, and then it printed out 42 right there, and that was from the template polar bear. That's from the template polar bear, okay? So let's see an actual web page and how would we build something, and that's going to be in 03. And so for 03, I'm going to do go run main.go. I'm going to dump that into default.html, okay? And I'm calling it default. That's not what you call the main page. Index.html is the preferred name for naming the main page of a site, but I'm calling it default because I already have a indexed go HTML, and that's my template. So I just created that file and I dumped it right here, default HTML. So let's look to see what that looks like, and then we'll see how it was built. So I'm going to choose show and explore and then launch this. Voila, voila, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. And that's like perfect above the fold design, meaning no matter what the height of my viewport, I can't grab that. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, got it. No matter what the height of my viewport, right? It's like always keeping that content above the fold. So that's a really cool HTML. I really like that. And CSS, like it's a little small. I didn't make it responsive, but anyhow, how did we do that? So I'm just going to get rid of default. See ya. And we have main.go, which is just the normal stuff. I'm not passing any data in. And I have main CSS just sitting here in the root. So when my default was there, it'd access it. But the main templates are right here. And so I have index. And index is pulling in my template SVGs. And so here are my SVGs. And so I define my template. And here are my SVGs, which I could use. And if you don't understand the SVG stuff and you want to understand the SVG stuff, go take my HTML and CSS course, because I could define SVGs and then I could use the SVG. And that's the state-of-the-art way to do graphics on web today, right there. And then we have template header. And so here's my header. And my header is all this stuff that was up top. I don't know if I still have that. Oh, cool, I do. It's all this stuff up here. So I could just put that at the top of any page that I want to create. That's my header. And so there is my header. And then here's my body, right? And so that's my body right there. And then below the fold is like what happens below the fold. And I just did all that. OLLIs, ordered list for below the fold. So just defining templates and using them. So pretty sweet. And the last example I'm going to show you is just a preview. And this is what we're going to get to, this preview here. This is what we're going to get to when we get to like down this area. Like, where's listen and serve? It's somewhere in here. Handle func's probably right there, right? So when we get down here, we'll be doing this stuff. But this is a little bit of a preview. But I was just excited, so I wanted to show you. And change directories, 04. Go run main.go. And so that just started a web server here, and it's saying, hey, do you want to allow access? Yes. And now I can launch that. So now I'm serving that page. Pretty cool. So the way that's done, right, is listen and serve and using handle func and handle, and we're going to learn all that pretty soon. I'll explain everything there for you, but I just wanted to give you a preview of how that works. All right, Control-C shuts down my server, and that's it for nesting templates. Pretty straightforward.